In this lesson, we're going to again look at the equation of a straight line, but in a general form. So the general form of a straight line takes this here. It's y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient of the line and c is the y-intercept. The y-intercept's the bit of the line that crosses the y-axis, and the gradient's just rise over run, or delta y over delta x. So if you look at this example before, this is what we had in the last video lesson. The equation was y equals 3x plus 1. Now if you look at the value at the end, here it's 1, and if you notice the position that the line cuts the y-axis is also at 1. So these have a special relationship here. They're called the y-intercept, this value at the end and where it crosses here. You should also notice that the gradient up here, it says 3 there. Now if you look at the diagram, and I go along from this point and up to this point, I create a wee triangle, then we can say that's 1 along and 3 up. So gradient's rise over run, or delta y over delta x, which is 3 over 1, which is 3. So this here actually equates to the gradient every time. So the number value in front of x, if you draw it out, and you can see for yourself, you create wee triangles, you can see that the gradient is exactly the same as the value in front of the x. And when you sketch it out, the intercept is exactly the same as this number at the end. So that's what that means really there. The m stands for gradient and c stands for the intercept. Okay, so some quick examples here. Write down the gradient and the y-intercept of each equation. So first equation, basically highlight, there's your gradient and there is your y-intercept. Now we use letters for these. The letter for the gradient is m, so you can say that, sorry for the writing with the mouse, m equals 4 for that one, and the y-intercept c equals 2. Okay, same idea in this one. Look at the number value in front of the x, so m is equal to 2. And intercept this bit at the back, so it's minus 3, so c is equal to minus 3. You can also write this as a coordinate, 0, 2 or 0, minus 3. This equation, there's your gradient, the number value in front of the x. M equals negative 3 and c equals 1. And finally this one here, m equals your number bit in front of the x, so that's minus 0.5, and the intercept is negative 4. Now just bear in mind, if the x's are at the end and the number values at the start, just the number value at the start would be your intercept, and the value in front of the x, even though it's at the end, would be your gradient. Okay, this is it the opposite way around. We're given the gradient, we're given the y-intercept, we have to write down the equation. So at all times your equations should be in the form y equals mx plus c, so I'll just type that. So this is what we're looking for every time. Place it here. So in this first one, you replace m with 1 and c with 4, and that's all you do, so you just write it like that. Y equals 1x plus 4. We tend not to put a 1 in front of the x, you just write it as x. Right, the second one here, the gradient is 5, intercepts minus 2, so a 5 goes here and a minus 2 at the end. Okay, this one's in a slightly different format. The gradient's negative 3, passing through the point 0, 5, so that would be just an intercept of 5. So negative 3 in front of your x, and a plus 5 at the end. And last one here, the gradient is negative 0.25, so negative 0.25 in front of your x. It says through the origin is just the 0, 0, so we tend not to put in plus 0, just leave it like that.